Greetings, students, and welcome to Plastics for Mechanical Designers. My name is Ryan Ubersax, and I will be your host, your instructor for this semester. I say host because you probably noticed this course is a little different. We're not gaming through the course, but it is a hybrid course, so that means we're going to see a couple different things throughout the semester. Now let's see if my controls work here. Perfect. All right. I should be this big right now. Looking at the screen behind you, the first thing with a hybrid course is knowing how in the world we get to the course itself. You'll notice on your schedule it says we meet on Fridays from 7:30, not 7:30, from 9:30 until 11:20. But the course, being a hybrid course, actually happens across the entire week. So with that, as you look at madisoncollege.edu, you should be able to, oops, wrong button. There we go, that button. There we go. Should be able to click on current students and then click on Blackboard. And when you click on Blackboard, if you're not logged into Blackboard yet, you'll have to put in your username and password, and then you'll be good to go. The first thing I want you to do when you get to Blackboard is to hit this little down arrow and go to Personal Information. I want you to click on Edit Personal Information, make sure all of this information is correct. Because again, in a hybrid course, we're most of the time going to be meeting online, not face-to-face. If that's all correct, you can click cancel or click submit. Then go down to personalize my settings. And in personalize my settings, you will find your best picture that you could possibly find of yourself, like I've done here. And instead of clicking on do not display avatar, you want to use a custom avatar, and you want to browse and find that avatar and bring it in. Now, I don't care if that's a selfie of yourself or a really nice professional picture. We just want something to show that when we're working together online, that you can associate yourself with who you're working with and the name that you're working with. Many times in a professional atmosphere, it's not just an image like this, an avatar. Almost all email communications now have a picture associated with them. So it's really come a long way in the last couple of years, especially with education and Blackboard. So please update your personal settings and make sure that your personal information is correct. Once you've done that, we'll dive into the class. The class is Fall 2018 Plastics for Mechanical Designers. It'll be somewhere over here on the right-hand side unless you've changed the settings of Blackboard. And when you click on it, you'll see that I've already started setting up some things within the class. The first portion here, it's bringing you into the home page. I think you can change your own settings to bring yourself into Module 1 or a different location. For now, I just have a small image of the textbook that we use on the top of the home page. And the goal here is just to take you through all this information that I have off to the left-hand side. Again, with a hybrid course, even though we meet face-to-face on Fridays, you'll notice with the layout of the course, you're going to have things due throughout the week. Generally speaking, I use Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, and Friday nights at 11:59 p.m. as your deadlines or due dates. I do that because for myself, when I'm taking a class as a student, I find that there are times when I really can use that whole weekend and appreciate having time up until Sunday night at 11:59 to turn things in. So to keep a tempo and a pace of the class, I'll spread out assignments so that they're due Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays throughout this semester. As you look at each tab over here, it has a name. I've taken all of the material of the course and divided it up into 4 modules. And so Module 1 is really just an introduction of plastics, an introduction of the safety around plastics, an introduction around recycling and different things that are kind of ongoing and always in the background with the plastics industry. As you look at the assignment column over here, you notice that the key up here corresponds to the column. So a D would be a discussion. So we have D0. The 0 just means it's not associated with a chapter. We have D1, that means it's associated with chapter 1's reading. We have a D2 associated with Chapter 2's reading. We have a D3 and 4, which I combined together because Chapters 3 and 4 kind of come together as far as safety and basic makeup of a plastic material. So I've combined those two discussions into a single discussion. If you look at the R, that's just a reading for the chapter. You'll notice points-wise, there's no points actually associated with reading, but there are points both with your discussions and with your quizzes. Your quizzes, the Q, again, just like the reading and just like the discussion, Q1 relates to Chapter 1, Discussion 1 relates to Chapter 1, R1 is the reading for Chapter 1. So I will keep that consistent throughout the entire semester. Now, if you're looking for the discussion, and actually let me switch from instructor view to student view, this is actually what you see off to the left-hand side. And if I was at my Module 1, Intro, and I'm looking to perform my Discussion 1, I can click on Discussions, and I can see, wow, there's 2 discussions out there already. This first one is Who Are You? It's super simple. Again, it's kind of nice. I believe almost every one of you has had a class together. There are 3 people that are a little out of sequence, but everybody's in the right spots as far as I'm concerned. So if you could please just state your name, the life that you had before Madison College Mechanical Design Program, what were you doing maybe professionally, or what were you doing as a student, and then your favorite experience that you had this summer. Just a little icebreaker, maybe something you can talk about with your group, because when you do your labs in this class, you're going to be paired up in a group and working with other people. So in order to do that discussion board, you just click on the link, click create your own thread or create thread. And for this first one, you can just put your last name if you want to, or you can put your first and last name if you want to. There'll be a little bit more specific subject title for the rest of these, but then you're just answering your name, which is really in the subject, life before Madison College, and favorite summer experience or trip or whatever you would like to share there. So just basic information. It does a couple things. You're getting 5 points for this, which is probably the easiest assignment you're going to have all semester. But also it shows me that you know how to get to the discussion board, that you know, you can hit a deadline, that type of thing. And part of this, it'll be interesting Friday to see how many people actually have gotten through this. So moving forward here, if you work your way down, we have quizzes. So I have Chapter 1's quiz out there already. Once you start it, you get 60 minutes to complete it. And once the due date is passed, you can no longer take the quiz. So what I've learned through, this is going to be my 6th time teaching this class, 6th year with it. Setting things up and having them disappear at the due date is a great motivator for students to get things done. And it is for me as well. When I'm a student and I know that I have to get an assignment done by a certain time or it's going to be gone, I make a priority to get it done. On the flip side, anytime I've opened assignments up for an entire semester, it's a mess for the students, and in the end, kind of creates a mess for me and sometimes for administrators as well. So with that discussion 1, it's worth 5 points. It's due Wednesday the 5th. Now I'll be a little lenient with this one assignment, but when you look at this participation in discussion 1, with the post and the reply due Sunday, that's going to shut itself off Sunday at 11:59. This online quiz, that will also shut itself off at 11:59 on Sunday. So prioritize your time so that you get those assignments done in an appropriate and timely fashion. So moving forward here, this submit assignments is an optional tab. I'll see whether or not, sometimes people get confused by, not so much with this class, but in other classes, where are assignments actually at. And so what I can do is I can link all of assignments into submit assignments. I have not done that yet. Last year people did not seem to have a hard time finding assignments in plastics, so we'll see if we really need that tab. The syllabus and any additional rubric will be listed here. If you click on the syllabus, I encourage you to read through it. We'll spend a little bit of time on Friday, but not much at all. Important information here. Remember that I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you get your degree, to be a guide for you in that journey. If you need anything from me, my email address is here, my phone number is here. I try to have appointments Tuesday and Thursday mornings, but I can meet with you anytime that we can make it work. So with that, understand anytime you call, I get a voicemail, so please leave a voicemail. And I also get an email message saying that somebody has called. If somebody leaves a voicemail, it goes directly to my email address. So I have two ways to get that. And I'm not always in my office. Sometimes I'm visiting businesses, sometimes I'm visiting high schools. So please, please, please leave a message if you're going to call. You'll see the textbook down here that the bookstore has in, and you can also buy it anywhere you'd like to. And then the breakdown of the units as far as modules in the units, grading scale, the weighted percent of each type of grade. So note that your hands-on labs are the majority of your grade. Your quizzes, tests, and projects are the second biggest part. Your online discussions, do not ignore those because there are a lot of them. Even though it's only 20% of your grade, you're going to have at least one online discussion for every chapter that we go through. I included the calendar here for you in case you have a hard time finding it online. And then there are just a ton of resources here for students if you're in need of any type of help or any type of assistance. Moving down here, we do have my contact information, which is also on the syllabus. Another awesome picture of me in case you want another one. And also textbook information. So we're using industrial plastics. It is a very, very comprehensive text. Because I know early in the semester sometimes students struggle getting to that bookstore. What I've done, if you go back to Module 1, scroll down below, I have a scan of just Chapter 1, so you can read it there. And also, if you click on this link, this link down here is just the PowerPoint, right? So if I click on that, downloads a PowerPoint, you can look at the PowerPoint that I've prepared of the information for Chapter 1. So read Chapter 1, go through the PowerPoint. Also, if you just click on this link up here, it takes you to a YouTube video, and this is my lecture. Now I know you can't hear, or I don't think you can hear me actually speaking over top of this video, but when you click on the link, you'll be able to listen to my lecture on Chapter 1. So you have a lot of different ways to get the information you need to get to show that you have obtained the knowledge that our business partners, especially around the Madison area with the high plastics influence that industry has around Madison, you have all kinds of opportunities to get this information. So again, hopefully you have a wonderful semester. Let me get out of this here a second. If you have any questions at all, contact me at any time. My office is at A2134, so it's just down the hall from where we actually have class on Friday mornings. And if I don't hear from you email-wise or through Blackboard, I will see you Friday morning. That will be Friday, just double-checking the date here, Friday the 7th. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Uh-oh, uh-oh. The computer's locked up. Here we go. Oh, come on now. I guess the video might still be going. I don't know. It's not recording. It is recording. Well, this is going to be hilarious. How about this? How about this?